Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're just giving you a glimpse of the markets this morning. Fairly quiet, right? We are running a beta program of ours. We've had a strategy called the divot marker. We're running an advanced beta version of it on one ES contract. Hasn't been a lot of trades. It started at 9 p.m. last night, and it's in the house with $121.40, and we're going to let it, all the trades are being placed by the machine. I'm not scalping it behind the scenes or doing anything of that sort. And we're just going to let it run. We don't believe there are any holy grails. I don't mean to disappoint anybody. Um, there, we really believe the holy grail is you. And these programs are meant to help to stay on the right side of the market, help to reduce the emotions. And some days they will, if you're familiar with keeping score on golf, sometimes they'll do beautiful, give you a 65 or a 68 and break par and just beautiful. And other times, maybe you wind up shooting, in the high 70s, something like that. That's what I'd like to see. Um, their performance, the strategies will perform differently from day to day, hopefully not too dramatically. And a lot of it has to do with the volatility in the market itself. So if you have any questions, though, you're welcome to put them in the chat function. You're welcome to email us. You're welcome to call at 813-758-8263. We're going to let you watch a little bit. And again, Swing Machine is doing its thing. I should highlight Swing Machine. I think the color scheme, we're going to go back to green and black. Today we did green and blue. Thought maybe it would look a little better. Susan doesn't think so. And so we'll probably go back to um, a green and black background for YouTube. But this is a Swing Machine here, plus doing its thing. So, but the market is, the biggest move is here in the gold market. Enjoy. Remember, there are 24 trading days in a month. 24 if you're trading futures, because you can trade on Sunday nights. But let's take Friday off. Let's take Friday off. 20 trading days. If I was to close that trade right now, $138 and 121, we would have what, about $300. $300 a day, 20 trading days is $6,000 a month. More valuable than any one strategy, we believe strongly about this, is our instruction to you on how to proceed, what to expect, so that you can run these various strategies and stay in control and keep your expectations real. When your expectations are not real in trading or in anything, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. We want them to be real. And when during our Q school, we're, you know, we work with you very, very hard and over an extended period of time so that you get a real good view and understanding of the not just the programs, but of the market and of yourself and what you're going to need to have to do. There's no jumping the shark. There is no buying a Roomba vacuum cleaner and having, Amazon deliver it and just plug it in and have it, vacuum up money. You do need to have good trading skill, and it takes time. And we're here to help.
Okay, so we don't have to run all day, right? We don't, and we won't. Um, we're gonna let the YouTubers stay with us a little bit, but we're in the house right now with $439.20. Let me give you some of the trading detail. Let me give you the trade manager analysis. And let's see here, I generate report. So we have had a profit. We have a profit factor of 3.48, 3.48, meaning we're making $3.50 for every dollar we lose. That is a beautiful thing. Total number of trades. Now, we've had four trades. This is basically since midnight, 4 trades. It's won on 75% of them. And what else can I tell you? What else would you want to know? Trading period, 11 hours and 43 minutes. Percent of time in the market, 45%. Beautiful thing, right? What else? I can also tell you average time in trade is 1 hour and 20 minutes. So it's not, it's not super fast. It's not a high frequency trader, which is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to slow things down a little bit. See, these things called back tests and forward tests and trade manager analysis, they're important, but only if you know how to use them, and that you do use them. And then you take that information and make adjustments as necessary. And that's where we try to spend as much time as we can, but you'll actually spend hopefully the rest of your trading life. Otherwise, you're going to be in the realm of, I'm going to get my call on Google. I'm going to get my call on Tesla. I'm going to get my call on, Apple. I'm going to get a call on, what's the other one? Facebook, Oh, that came in. Oh, no, that didn't come in. And that's fine. That's fine. That has its place. Um, you know, but that isn't going to get it done. You're not going to be, you're not going to be a serious full-time trader doing that, in our view. That'll just run its course. You'll make a little bit of mad money, you'll lose a little bit of mad money until you lose interest in doing it. Now, we do have tools to help with the selection of options. So we do trade options. I'm not hosing options, but you need to have a discipline. You need to have a process. It's like everything else. I don't know why folks think that, that trading is going to be different. Whatever endeavor you have in life, there's probably some kind of a process, some kind of a, approach that is going to separate your performance from everyone else's. And that takes time, takes discipline, takes patience, and it takes patience and discipline. Did I say that? I know I did. Teasing. So we'll keep an eye on this, and hopefully here we can finish with a nice little pocket. Now, I mean, if we finished, even at 300, they're, 300 a day, again, 20 days, I mean, $6,000, right? A month. When you get yourself in trouble is when you come in with a small account and you want to make 6,000 in a day. That's when you get in trouble. That's not patience. That's greed. That's reckless. And we're neither. Now we're running in the on the back end, not in view. We're still running the 7-iron beta strategy from last week. That strategy has had 17 trades since midnight and has done about $60. So she's on the in queue. But that is running in the background. And it is not actually placing trades. It's doing it from the chart. But it's accurate because it's been running in a live environment here. When we look at Swing Machine at 7 a.m. this morning, the VIX starts to go short, so it's favoring actually the long side, but it is rising against that, so it's increasing a little bit of fear. The ES contract went short at 825, and that position you'd be up 350. 945, the NQ went short, you'd be up 900. 1040, the Dow went short, and you'd be basically flat. The Russell went along at 955. And then, and this is gold. We got to double check that we got the right gold contract. April. I wonder if we've rolled on that. Let me double check that. If it is still the gold April contract, doesn't quite look right to me. It doesn't look like it's trading at all. Let's double check that. No, the gold contract is rolled, so I apologize about that. GCM 23, GCM 23, GCM 23. And while we're here, let's double check on the oil. And we're fine on the oil. So on Swing Machine trading the which is the June contract, that 5-minute went short at 820 this morning, and you'd be up $2,000, 2,200 to be exact. If you were shadowing and following Swing Machine, remember, folks, the folks that are passing through on YouTube, we're not presenting these tools as a holy grail. We're not. This isn't a trading Zumba, that vacuums up money off the floor. You simply plug it in, sit back, do your nails, sit by the pool, have it vacuum up money. I wish it was that easy. It isn't. But these tools do make the job a lot easier, but they are tools, and you do need to have and continuously work on your trading skill, because the tools, they have variables in them. And there's quite a few, some of them are quite a few variables. We're not running too many of them today, but and you need to have the trading skill, the trading acumen to set those variables and to know how to back test for them and what the meaning and the significance of the back test is and how to interpret it. And now we will work diligently with you during that Q school period, but then you graduate from Q school, and bag is, we have our own trading, and we have others that are coming, and so you have to get underway. Now we're there to help around the edges for sure, but that's why we say that the education, we think, is more valuable than any one, whether it be the SMC divot market that we're running with, or the 7-iron that we ran last week, or any one of the other dozen, or even swing machine for that matter. And the other part is too, although we may be able to share with you an approach and some suggestions, it doesn't mean that you can't take the tools and use them a little bit differently or a lot differently. And we certainly have members that have done that. Susan's done that, and we have a ton of members that have done just that. So I hope that makes sense. I draw the comparison to like going to Lowe's and buying a skill saw. Just because you can go to Lowe's and can afford to buy a skill saw doesn't mean that you can bring the skill saw home and begin making miter cuts. And I know that firsthand because I thought I could do that. I had to replace some eaves on my home, and the wood got a little perky at the eave. I'm like, well, how hard can that be? I'll just go get myself a skill saw, Susan, and I'll just go buy some wood, and I'll cut it out, and then I'll make some miter cuts and put it together, and then put some flat paint on it and paint over it. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I got it taken apart. Okay. I got it down. I cut out the section. I got it down. I pulled out the wood where it was rotted, and then I had the next thing you know, Susan come out, and I was doing the work. I got like a half wall out in the driveway, a little, it's a little area that I can work in, and I got a pile of all this kindling that I'm trying to make these damn cuts, because not only was it a 45-degree cut, it was a beveled 45 degree to boot, right? It wasn't just 45. It was a beveled 45, just enough to, throw old bagger off. And so it's like, what do you think? You're gonna need some more wood. I had enough wood to, for kindling, for fire. It was like a stack of wood. And fortunately, one of my neighbors came over and, Don, what are you doing? Uh, trying to trying to repair this thing. Oh, geez, Don, let me show you. And I've been out there for a couple of hours, frustrated. Fortunately, I didn't cut my fingers off, but it took him like 5 minutes. Bzz, bzz, matched beautifully. I forget exactly how he did it. If you're not doing it day in and day out, and made it look so easy, and we tacked it up, and that was that. So, these are tools. We have radars. This is a radar. A radar. You might think of it as a chart, but it's speaking to us in English. So it has a 1 minute and a 3 minute and a 5 minute. You could set it on a 60 minute. You could set it on a daily. And it's doing a tremendous amount of interpretation of what the price action is doing on that chart. The other thing that, and we know this from our own experiences. Now, we've been doing this a long time, right? We haven't been doing this for 6 months, 6 years. We've been doing this a long time, a couple of decades now. But when you're looking at a chart, you get a couple of things can happen. You can get a case of chart blindness, vertigo, can't tell up from down, down from up. That's not a good thing. There was a time there, really, truly, and I thought I was going to need to see the charts upside down, because I was like, I'm like, seem to be doing it always bass backwards, right? I'm like, well, maybe if I just saw these charts upside down, I'd do better. So that's not a good place to be. And true story, true. And you can also then get preoccupied with, you can have a big chart and have all this time on it, or and get preoccupied with, the immediacy of what's happening with the price right here, right now. And that's not a good thing. So you have to get the right resolution of the price action if you are using a chart. And that resolution may not be best seen using time charts. There are other styles of charts, depending upon what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trading. And we go all through all those, during the Q school. We lay them all out. And I don't care if you're trading, futures. I don't care if you're trading options. I don't care if you're trading stocks, Forex. We don't do that much with Forex, but it's all going to be the same. It's price in the end, it's price action. And we have paint bars. I'm sorry, radars. We have paint bars. We have proprietary indicators of studies. We have show me studies, and we have additional radars. This is just one radar that we use day in and day out, but we have other radars that'll help us select on an intraday basis. In fact, let me just share with you one of them. I was just looking at it. This is generating. See if I can bring this into view for you. We'll try. This is another radar. It's pretty handy. Let's see. I don't want to overstep my. So this radar is SMC Trade Generator Pebble Beach triggers. Here are the triggers. Here are the stocks. Now, there's always susceptible to a gap. I'm not saying that you could have for certain gotten the price, but the machine. So this is the trades today. And here are, let's see if we can sort the buys. In fact, I'd rather sort it by the date. So these Albemarle went long at 205.34, and the stop is 199.96. AME, and it's up a little bit, and this purse reflects if you had put in $10,000. The big one here is Bank of New York Mellon, and the entry price is 45.08. Let's just click on that. I'm not sure that could have been had. It could have gapped down. Yeah, it would have been, here even still, but it would have triggered first thing this morning. But here they all are, and they're buys and sells, highly probable trade triggers. There's 23 of them. Take out the label row. And you can see currently out of the 23, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 6 that are not in the money. 6. The rest are in the money. A lot of times I want to know the ones that aren't in the money because they're likely to get into the money. This has a high probability. We use this tool before we use radar, or before we use swing machine, excuse me. But it's a beautiful tool. We'll pull that out of the way. So it gives you another view. So what we're not doing is we're not, sitting our little fanny down at our desk, and, we have our trading capital and so yeah, what do we want to trade today? Well, you know what? Oh, that Google looks pretty good. That Apple looks pretty good. Oh man. Oh, the Nigerian, somebody just tweeted this out about over here. I think I'm going to throw some money on that one. Yeah, I think, I'll throw some money at that. Throw money at this, throw money at that. It's just not going to do well. And you'll get sour on it, and it's rigged and it's fixed, and it is rigged and it is fixed and it is all that. It is, but just stay on the side that's rigged. And that's what these tools are meant to try to do. So we're pushing at about 11:15, and we can make a decision. One of the decisions, now we haven't done any scalping. You've been watching, those on YouTube been watching it in a live, and I'm sorry the image on YouTube isn't that great. Our members get to see it through Zoom, and it's high def. Of course, they got the same tools on their desktop, but we haven't done any scalping. None. The only decision I'm going to make is when I'm going to turn this thing off, and I'm going to turn it off pretty soon. And is that cheating? Yeah, I guess it is. If you're in Vegas, in one of the casinos, what are you doing? You can't just stop that spin, the roulette wheel. What the hell are you doing? Can't just stop it. It's against the rules. You can do that here. It's a good idea to learn to do it. And then you got to go find something else to do. I'm going to be here, but I've also got to fertilize the grass, and I got to brush the pool. I got to take Ted for duty. Trading is relaxed. It's pretty boring. I could make up some macro babble stuff for you. I don't know how in the world those guys do it. I do listen to them because I get bored. Sometimes I'll be programming at night and I have the headphones on. I listen to Peter Schiff and all those guys, and they just say the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. The dollar's going to zero and gold's going to 10,000 and the world's going to end. And, maybe it is. I don't know. But Jim Ricketts has written some great books on currency wars and China this and China that and Ukraine this, Ukraine that. And none of that ever made me any money. In fact, I don't make any decisions off of any of it at all, short term or long term. Giadami and Dan Nathan. Oh, Jesus. Have you heard those two? Oh, God, terrible. Just terrible. I guess they can get away with it on CNBC, but they now have their own podcast. I mean, they're just terrible. I just listen. It's like watching a bad car crash or something. It's like you just can't look away. It's just, and yet they have 80,000 or 150,000 followers on it, and they're obnoxious. So, but if they're getting it done for you, and that's what you want to do, great. We're not handing out the fish. It may be hard for people it isn't for our members, but maybe for new people to grasp this. Our machines are handing out the opportunities, but I'm not filtering them, and I'm not, you know, not just, I'm not cutting the steak per se and chewing the food. That's your decision. It's the decision of our members. It's your money. It's your time. It's your game. Why not? Right? Why not? Why do you want to work your whole life assembling what you've assembled, building what you've built, successful businesses, successful careers, successful homes, successful everything, and then turn over your retirement, your future, your money decisions to anybody? Guy Adami, Peter Schiff. Who's the other guy who sits by the fire? Who's he? Oh God, he's Fisher. Um, there's just a ton of them. This is a whole cottage. That's not us. Nope. We're just showing you that how we go about it. This is put this amount of money in my account for relatively minimal amount of risk today, because the market went up and the market went down, the market went up and then it went down again, and then it did a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, and a little of that. And I had a program on it called the Divot Marker Advanced Beta running one ES Mini, started at 9 p.m. last night. Pretty boring overnight. And I'm about to turn it off, which I'm going to do right now. Let's see, it's 11:20. So we're going to disable the strategy and we're going to close the position. And guess what? We're done. We're done for the day. And let me give you now you may be keeping score with the money. That's okay, but that isn't really that good. So let me give you what our members want. So I'm going to do this in, let's see, I'll do this in bright yellow. So bear with me here. So we're done. This is Monday. We netted $450.50. Profit factor 3.54. And what else might you want to know? Really, that's all you need to know. I mean, there's other metrics that we're collecting when we're doing this. We collect this data and print it out, and we'll make any adjustments. But quite frankly, I don't think I'm going to make any adjustments. So that's where we're at. That profit factor means that we made $3.54 for every dollar we put at risk. Some days it may be 450. Some days it might be 1,000. If it was the NASDAQ, it might be a little bit higher. Now we are running, I promise to keep you apprised. Last week we ran the 7-iron, and the 7-iron is still running, but it's not placing any trades. But I can go in and look at the performance report, and it's down a little bit. It's had 19 trades since midnight, and she's down. She's down about 570. That's on the NQ. But that little bugger can, that thing, that's nothing for that. I mean, that can be up on Friday. That strategy, we ran it in the background, was up $3,200 in one day. But this one here is a little bit more sedate, where it's running on the ES. So those of you that are watching and came by on YouTube, thanks for the likes. It helps us. You're very welcome, Robert Guerrero. And if you have any questions, you're on a little bit of a delay, so I'll let you watch until about 11:30, and then I'm going to shut down. You're more than welcome to visit the website. We are upgrading our website. We're doing it. We do everything ourselves. We do all our own programming. We do all the website maintenance and building. So bear with us. That website was built a long time ago. It's a little dated. We know that. But it's one thing that when you and that's where we don't dissuade our members from mixing and matching, and also too, as part of the membership, if they have ideas, they have things they see or want to be written into code, we will do that, and we don't charge for that, right? We'll back test it, we'll forward test it, provided it's within our skill set. The only catch is if it's something that holds promise, everybody's going to get it. But we'll do it at no cost. That alone. So if this is your passion, if you do need to be passionate about the markets, because it does take time. If this is your passion, if this is where you're interested, we talk about a maturity in your trading. You kind of get past, maybe early on, folks like, boy, I'm going to go buy Tesla because, they're going to do this. And, oh, man, the federal government's going to come out and they're going to be buying electric cars. And, oh, man, Tesla's going to go to $500. Oh, boy, I'm going to wait. And they watch Tesla, or whatever the thing is. At some point, I think you begin to realize how silly it all is. And if you have a block of money, who cares if it's Tesla or if it's the S&P futures? I just need something that's going up or going down. They say that the market doesn't like uncertainty. The market loves uncertainty. We thrive on uncertainty. We thrive on the volatility. It's when everyone's on one side of the fence, the market's going to the moon, that it becomes more difficult, because it's just, it just kind of grinds higher. We love that volatility because our systems can trade that volatility. It's like a slalom skier, we want to kind of swish way down the mountainside. I just don't want to just race down. Maybe it's more fun, maybe it's quicker, but you can get yourself killed doing that, right? We want to go between the poles, go this way, go that way, go this way, go that way, and then whoop, we're done. We don't even have to, we don't even have to ski all day. Whatever analogy works for you, if it makes sense. But I don't hear or see anyone else doing anything that we're doing. None of this uses moving averages. None of it. Everyone is using moving averages. Everyone is using the MACDs. Everyone is drawing trend lines. Everyone is factoring in the macro babble, you know, wedges this, wedges that, oh my God, it's awful. So, any case, Robert, thanks for stopping by. Everyone else, thank you. We're in the house. We'll, I don't know if we'll be back up. We do this periodically with YouTube, but we only do it periodically. Our members have all of these tools. Our members can patch in on our Zoom 24/7. We have our Zoom up. When the markets are open and we're trading, our Zoom is up. So they can patch in anytime they want. But they have it all on their desktop. YouTube, we just do occasionally because we don't advertise, and it's just probably a small miracle that you found us, Robert. And we just figure that, the folks that want to do this, they'll find us. And when they do find us, they'll know. They'll know. They'll go through, they'll see the videos, they'll see, and they'll know, yeah, this is what I want to do. We just do require everyone to go through the Q school. And they just have to do it once, but it's an interim step. And if you think about it, what we're trying to do is give everybody an opportunity to say, no, this isn't for me. This isn't what I want to do. And I don't want to, spend any more time or any more money going in this direction. And that's, if it works to that extent, then it does. But that's not the case. Or otherwise, it just isn't. We want you to do well. If you have any other questions, we're going to shut down at 11:30. So we got 2 more minutes, and then we gotta go do some real work. I got to get that fertilizer on the grass here. We're going to have some cool weather in Tampa, so before it gets back up to 90, I'm a little late. But I will be in and out, and you're always welcome to call. Real person. We've been doing this since the early 2000s. We didn't have all the tools that we have, and we didn't have Stock Market Caddy until 2013, 2012, 2013, somewhere right around there. So we're going to say thank you, and this is on a timer, so it will abruptly turn off at the bottom of the hour. Thank you for stopping by.